The mission behind the Socialite agency is to empower people in the home industry. So, interior designers, home stagers, professional organizers, and window treatment professionals with marketing that actually works. There has been a big emphasis for a long time in the home industry that social media is the only way to go. However, as time goes on, we find that homeowners in the high-end residential market don't make their buying decisions from social media. Therefore, thousands, if not millions, of people running businesses in the home industry aren't really sure how to market their businesses anymore because all their efforts on social really haven't panned out. So our mission is to provide marketing that works. And the marketing that tends to work best for this industry is email marketing. So we help our clients by providing well-written professional email marketing. They can use it on their own. They don't have to do any writing. They don't even have to provide their own images if they don't want to, but we always encourage that. They can really just plug and play and use our email marketing templates that we have available to them through their account with us that we use MemberSpace for, of course. I was inspired to start my online business back in 2014 as a result of working for a serial entrepreneur. At the time, I was in college and I was working at a home improvement store. I wasn't really sure what my next step was going to be, but I was offered a job kind of out of the blue. And this guy owns 80 different companies, probably more than that by now, because that was like literally 10 years ago. And when he hired me, he was like, "So, what do you want to do?" And I was like, "What do you mean? What do I want to do? You're the boss. Aren't you supposed to tell me that?" And he was like, "Well, I own so many companies that, you could just kind of do whatever you want. I'm sure I have something that fits your interest or your skill set." And I told him, "Well, I like writing." So he's like, "Okay, write some blog posts ongoing for this medical supply company that I have." On top of that, I was also managing an office building. I was managing some employees at some point. So I really got introduced into what it was like to create content for a brand and manage people. And the other thing was, I was and still am in the Midwest. I'm in Wisconsin, and my boss actually spent most of his time in his East Coast home. He had one on the West Coast as well, and one in northern Wisconsin, but he was usually on the East Coast in Boston. So I was very much on my own. I spent a lot of business days alone. He would definitely have his various business colleagues come check on me very subvertly, but I actually knew them really well and we got along well. And eventually he offered me a promotion to go and move to Boston, and it would have been this whole lifestyle shift, but I had fallen in love with this guy that I'm still married to here in Wisconsin. I turned down the job promotion, which would have, like I said, been a huge shift in the money I was making and where I was living. Holy moly, that would have been wild. But I decided instead to stay in Wisconsin. And it's funny because when I was like, okay, well, should I get a different job? Well, unfortunately, having such an amazing opportunity with this guy meant it kind of ruined me for working for anybody else. So I was like, well, I guess I'm going to start my own business because I see the freedom that this affords. The decision that absolutely contributed to the growth of my business in an exponential way was the moment that my husband looked at the content I was creating for the various brands I was working for. And he was like, "You're creating this content from scratch every single time, but then you can never use it again. You just go on to the next month, the next client, make new content. Is there any way you could repurpose the content that you've already created?" And at first I dismissed his idea. But then as time went on, I was like, okay, this actually makes a lot of sense. So I created a membership. I didn't know really what to call it at the time. I called it a monthly subscription, which is kind of embarrassing now, but memberships were not huge back then. So this was about 2 years into owning my business, so 2016. And I didn't know about MemberSpace right away. I tried various other platforms. They did not work well. They were not flexible enough. It was frustrating, but I'm grateful for that experience because it really showed me what I could do with very little. And then it also showed me how to scale from doing one-to-one work to one-to-many. And that is still what I do today. So as a result of this business decision, and quite honestly, God's blessing, my business has generated over $2 million in revenue because we are able to serve so many clients in the home industry in a way that brings them results. For example, one particular client from California was like, so I sent out this email newsletter that you wrote for me, and I got a $300,000 project from it. Yeah, pretty awesome. And that speaks to the health of her mailing list, her consistency in marketing her business, and then just the power of email marketing, showing up in someone's inbox and being available. But to go back to the original question, the pivotal moment that really changed my business, it made me go from wanting to give up to wondering how on earth I could have reached this level, was realizing that I just needed to start repurposing content and thinking outside the box. And that's what I love about Memberspace too. Is you guys think outside the box in a way that me, as a type A Enneagram 3 entrepreneurial woman, like I speak that language. We think outside the box. We're in the mode of making things better, even if other people look at us from the outside like, what on earth are you doing over there? It's awesome, and I wouldn't change any of it. My number one piece of advice for someone creating a membership business actually is twofold. So part one of that advice is to have a niche or a niche. And it's really impossible to serve people well and give them the content they need if you aren't honing in on one specific person. I've found that doing a B2B membership, so you're serving other businesses, is actually more fun and faster to grow. And you also have a lower churn rate than B2C, but that's just my opinion. The other thing is, don't let yourself get stuck in the thought pattern of you just need to offer DIY templates. I actually offer a hybrid membership, which is a membership as a service, air quotes. That means I charge a much higher ticket price. I have a set amount of time people have to work with us, and we don't just offer templates, we also offer services to support those templates. And that helps our clients, and we do call them clients rather than members. It helps our clients get results, because how many of us have had people sign up for our memberships only to not use any of it and then say it didn't work? Frustrating, right? Well, in order to circumvent that problem, I decided to always offer a service alongside the templates, and I only offer 3 plans. So I guess, okay, I have a lot of advice to share. I only offer 3 plans, and I only offer one type of payment structure, because I have found that the more payment structures and the more plans you give someone, the less likely they are going to be to ever sign up for your membership in the first place. I have a ton of other things that I could say about this. I actually am in the process of getting ready to mentor other membership owners. So I'm excited for that, just because I think that what I've built with Memberspace is pretty darn unique. It's not quite like other memberships. That said, it's not a perfect fit for everyone, but it's been highly profitable for me and highly impactful for my clients. So that's what I would say.